the tiger.
And welcome to Abilities United Presents Community Connections, a program dedicated to those individuals living with a developmental or physical challenge. I'm Andrea Throndson, Community Connections Developer and licensed marriage and family therapist. Tonight we have an extraordinary show. With us is our guest, Bryan Stow. In 2011, Mr. Stow was brutally attacked after a baseball game. He's with us tonight to discuss his triumph over tragedy and how he's moving his life forward. We're also going to be showing one of our participants' videos that was created by all of our participants at Abilities United. Welcome, Bryan.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you here. And, you know, could you tell us, many of us know your story, but it's so inspiring. Could you just give us a little bit of background?
Sure. March 31st, 2011, I was a paramedic. Two other paramedics and I drove down to Los Angeles to watch the Giants play the Dodgers. The Giants are my team.
Cool.
Thank you. Nice.
Yeah, cool.
And the Giants lost that game. We said our love on the field and we're walking back to the car, and I heard somebody running up behind us, and I turned to look, and I got hit in the head and went down. And almost 10 months later, I came out of my coma.
Oh, wow. So you literally were at the ball game. You were walking out, and someone, they attacked. Did they hit you?
Got hit on the side of the head and went down.
Oh.
And then they used fists, elbows, knees, and feet on me.
Oh, wow. So they literally beat you up.
Yes.
Wow. Do you have any memory of that, or is it all just blocked?
I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
And when I came to, I was at my parents' house, or my house now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. And I was like, what happened? My mom's all, you were in a coma. And I was like, what? No, I wasn't. I was at the game. She's all, no, you were in a coma.
Oh.
And that's when it all just hit me. I was like,
oh my, I mean, even the image of you being hit like that, and
scary.
oh, it's absolutely frightening. You know, what you're talking about is what we call an out of the blue tragedy, where your life's going along, you're at a ball game with your buddies, and everything's fine, and you come out 9 months later, your life has just gone completely in a different direction.
Completely different, yes.
Yeah. What was your first memory when you came to? Do you remember?
No.
No.
Just being at my parents' house, and my sisters were there.
Uh-huh.
And everybody was kind of caring for me.
Yeah. And so before the accident, you were a paramedic. You were used to helping others, saving lives. Oh my gosh. And then to be on the other side of that.
Very strange.
Yeah. What would you say were some of your really dark days? I mean, what was that like those first few days?
Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like the worst you could imagine.
Yeah.
When I was in the wheelchair and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to walk again, just thinking about that, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a seizure at the house. That was bad.
Wow.
Just everything that's come with it has really put this all into perspective for me.
Yeah. How did you know, we say sometimes in therapy of, do you go bitter or do you go better? How did you keep yourself from not getting bitter? Because life dealt you a really tough blow.
I was bitter, and then I got better. I go to church every Sunday with my mom, and just praying to God that I need help. And I got help.
Yeah.
I speak now to kids sometimes Thursdays, but every Friday, about not getting anti-bullying,
Yeah.
not getting bullied.
Yeah. But Bryan, too, I think what you spoke so eloquently about is the power of your choice. And that's a natural response. When we're dealt a blow like that, our human nature says, I've been treated poorly by life. I am angry. I'm angry. And that's a human emotion. But what I'm hearing you say is you felt that, but you didn't let that take you down.
Yeah, I had the eye of the tiger.
Yeah.
I had to fight back from it.
Yeah. And what you're saying is that you made a choice.
Yes.
You made a choice because you could have dug in and you could have gone right back in your room and said, I'm done. I'm done. This is not fair.
But I chose to not do that.
You chose not to. You chose not to. And that takes a will of, that's a hard choice to make.
Plus, I have great parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. They helped me
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah.
Even sometimes when I didn't want them to. They were there to help me.
Yeah. And you know, that's what we know about trauma is you can do therapy and you can do physical therapy and you can talk about it, but unless you have community and love, that power does healing beyond belief. So very powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah. What would you say to others who are at that point where they may feel like, you know what, life is unfair and I want to quit? What would be your message?
Talk to somebody. Speaking about your problems, it really helps a lot. It helped me a lot. And now I speak to kids or anybody that'll have me on a Friday about not getting bullied or anti-bullying.
So would you say, Bryan, that this trauma and this event has created more meaning in your life or?
More meaning, yes.
More meaning, okay.
Where I was before, it's kind of like I was in a crevice. I didn't know what I was doing. I was going to work, loved my job, made really good money doing that, and I was just not getting anywhere.
So kind of empty?
Yeah, totally empty.
Big empty. Yeah. And isn't it interesting how sometimes a big, bad event causes us to stop and take note of what we've already got?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a profound lesson of life, I guess. I've seen that over and over with clients that they often say that it brought me to my knees, but it changed my entire way of seeing the world.
Same thing happened to me.
Did it?
Yeah.
What was something that maybe you, that you didn't take, that you took for granted before the accident? What was something?
How good life can be. Now it's like I go to the movies. I love going to the movies. Just hanging out with friends, hanging out with my kids. I have 2 kids.
Wow.
They don't like hearing me, but I like talking to them.
Yeah.
My son is 19 years old. My daughter's 16 years old.
Seriously, you do not look like you're much older than about 25. That's amazing.
I'm 49.
Wow. You look.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow, that's impressive. Well, we're going to talk more about those. I want us to take a little bit of a shift, talking about some of the finer parts of life, and see the video that our participants did at Abilities United. They've been taking a TV production class at the Media Center, and they came up with their own video to talk about safety. Let's have a look.
Hello, everyone. My name is Per Maruska, and I am here with the lovely and wonderful Miss Ann Berry. So, Ann, how can we be more aware of people with physical and developmental disabilities, and how can we as a community make their lives more successful?
We should have job training and classes, like cooking classes, or access to fitness classes, and so people can be more independent and have keyboards on computers with bigger keys actually, so people get hang of it.
Make their lives successful means it gives them more instructions and with pictures, with calculators, with big buttons, like big numbers, how to do the math, because they can count money, and yes, it makes them more independent to write checks and a lot more.
We need wider doorways and bigger buttons and ramps. Because we need those so people in wheelchairs can get in. So they can be part of what everyone else is doing. Because if they can't get in, and then they're going to be stuck outside.
I think we can make people's lives more successful by using instructions with pictures, because they may be unable to read them. We want to do that to make their lives more successful and to make them as independent as possible. How we can do that is by making things that have bigger buttons, like computers, calculators, and better pieces of technology, so that people can be more successful, as well as more independent, because that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to make people more successful and more independent. So that's basically why we're here. Thank you for watching.
I love those videos, and I have to tell you, when we started TV production class several years ago, I was writing them, I was telling them what to do, and I didn't do anything with this one. They wrote it and they did everything, so it's really impressive what they're doing, and we can't wait to see what's next of their videos. So here, back with Bryan, let's talk a little bit about, we all have those days where it's just a daily grind, and we just, it's like the same old, same old. How do you, what do you do to motivate yourself to go speak somewhere when you're tired and you don't feel good, or how do you get motivated?
I could speak every day. I like to talk.
Wow.
As you guys probably noticed that. But about my life with what happened to me and talking to kids about it, because the kids are just like, can't believe I'm walking and talking and waving.
Yeah.
So seeing their faces and then them asking me questions afterward,
Yeah.
it really means a lot to me, like I'm hitting them.
Yeah. Can you tell, that's a really great point of, what was the physical rehab like?
Not good.
Not good.
It hurts.
It hurts. Yeah. Are you in pain most every day?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to rise above that pain.
Yep.
And just go forward.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's another thing that's really hard, because when your body is in pain, it's really hard to have a positive outlook.
It's easy to shut down.
Yeah, yeah. But you haven't.
I won't let myself shut down.
No. I mean, do you even get 1/10 of the strength that you exude strength?
I'm not sure.
The power that you have and what you've overcome, just in the physical piece is absolutely incredible.
I used to work out all the time.
Okay.
And I've gained 95 pounds.
Okay.
from this happening.
That's
Just,
been hard?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. it's
I'm
been-
big.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's hard to get back to where I used to be.
yeah. Well, and I think what we're talking about here is your wholeness. You're not just a body. You're not just your weight. You're not your profession. You're not, you're a human being.
I have a new profession,
You have a new profession.
speaking about God, helping people,
Nice.
not getting bullied.
Not getting bullied. So speaking of people, I think we're going to open it up a little bit because I think we've got some audience questions. So we're going to have a few questions from the audience. So who is our first question, please?
Hi. What are things that you took for granted before the incident that you now have a new appreciation for?
Life, just having fun, making the most of every day,
Wow.
spending it with my kids when I do see them.
What before the accident, kind of what was your attitude about life?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was kind of like that.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Show up, do my job,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Comfortably miserable.
yes, wow.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people get stuck because it's harder to be strong. It's harder when life meets you in the face and you've got to say, no way, not taking me down.
That's what I did.
That's exactly what you did. And that's the harder road. That's the harder road because you could easily settle, but you didn't. You didn't. Next question. Who is our next question?
Despite everything that has happened, you still have a positive attitude. How?
Wow, that is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, because I don't want people to see me down. I'm sure everybody thinks you're going to be that way, but I like to rise up and show everybody, no, I'm not that way.
Mm-hmm. And that was a brilliant question. And I think that, Bryan, you keep talking about the power of our choice.
Yes.
You choose, and it's a choice you make over and over and over. I'm not going down. This is not going to get me down. And to see the fruits of it, and that everything we do matters. Everything that we do ripples. You're talking to others ripples to somebody else. Everything we do ripples, and you're living proof of that.
That's one of the things I like, going to schools and talking to kids, because then afterwards they get to ask me questions and stuff. Every single kid will be there, and I'll take pictures with them and sign stuff. It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
The things I bring to people,
Yeah.
and the things they get from me, from listening to me.
So, I mean, if you think about that impact, when it's one thing to influence another person's life, but what you're talking about is getting a child and influencing how he sees the world. That's powerful.
It's amazing what the voice can do for people.
Yeah. It's also the power of our words. If you walk into a school and you say, "Hi guys, I got beetly brutin and I'm angry and my life is rotten."
People aren't going to like that.
They don't care. They're just like, "Oh, great. Here's another a victim." But instead you're like, "Okay, you guys, this happened. I'm looking it face in the face and I'm rising above it, and you can too."
Yep.
And that's what you're doing.
And there's a way to make it fun. It sounds weird, but there is.
Say a little bit more. To make it fun, like to make life fun?
Yeah, just your daily life, to make it fun, so
Yeah.
you can appreciate it more.
Yeah. That's wisdom right there. Because a lot of us get caught in how busy we are, and to remember to have fun and have a sense of humor about life.
That's one good thing I've managed to maintain. My sense of humor.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought somebody would be clapping for me, but thank you.
You're going on tour after this, right?
I will.
All right. Do we have another question?
Yeah. What was part of your recovery that you were proudest of accomplishing? What was the hardest part of your recovery to you and to your family?
That's a big question.
I know.
Just take a little piece of it.
I think walking, the ability to get up out of my wheelchair and walk meant a lot to myself and my parents and my sisters too. They loved it and they couldn't believe I was actually up walking. And I think that's the hardest part too. Forcing myself to get up and do it because I knew it was going to be hard. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it feels like to not be able to walk, but I get what you're saying.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah. That is pretty powerful. How many of us take for granted that we can walk?
Have you ever been in a coma?
No, not really.
No. It's not a good thing. I don't remember any of it because I was in a coma. But it's not a good thing.
Yeah. Well said. Let's take one more question.
How did your children react to the incident? How has your relationship with them changed?
Oh, my children were devastated by it. I mean, imagine you're at home and then you hear your dad got beat up, he's in the hospital. They were scared. My son was 12 at the time, and I remember him crying. And then when I saw him for the first time, it's like they couldn't believe it, but they were scared to come close to me because I think they thought they were going to hurt me. But now it's great. It's good when I do get to see them. Tyler's got 2 jobs, and he's going to college.
Wow.
So he's a tough guy to hang on to.
Yeah.
And he's got a full-time girlfriend.
Wow. 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 Those first few months when your children had a hard time around you, what was that like for you?
Scary.
Scary?
I was like, no, it's me. And they were standing back, just watching me.
Mm-hmm. And to have it be that your kids, whom you probably used to embrace and hold and love.
Wrestle with, yeah.
And wrestle with. Yeah. So the layers of grief and the layers of loss that you had to process simultaneously while you were learning to walk again.
And read.
And read.
And eat. I had to do it all over again.
Yeah. You are the epitome of a miracle.
That's what my doctor said. The doctor that did the brain surgery on me was 32 years old.
Oh my God.
And he'd done 300 brain surgeries prior to working on me. At 32 years old.
At 32 years old. And your entire life is in his hands.
Amazing. Oh yeah. He owns me, kind of, in a weird sort of way.
Wow. I mean, that is a miracle. You are living that mystery, the mystery of life working, the mystery of it is going to be okay. You know, it does work out when you work it out.
And I thank God every single day for it.
Mm-hmm. So this has brought you kind of a bigger meaning, a bigger purpose, and an otherness about the world. And it sounds like you have a very strong faith.
I do. Going to church has helped me a lot too.
Mm-hmm. And having that community.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. What I always do, what I call pockets of joy. What that are just little moments that bring you happiness in your life? What can you give me one of your, or a couple of your pockets of joy? Something simple, maybe, I don't know, eating a hot fudge sundae, seeing your kids.
Yeah, I like to eat junk.
Okay, that's a pocket of joy.
Candy, ice cream, I love it and I'll eat it.
Okay.
Seeing my kids is good too.
Yeah. What about, it sounds to me like one of your pockets of joy is when you speak to those kids at schools and you see in their eyes that your story has moved them.
It makes me feel good.
Yeah, yeah.
There's even boys just going, they can't believe what I'm saying.
Yeah. Do you know, because we can all go out and say, Johnny, don't be mean to your friends. Don't hit people. But kids don't listen to their parents sometimes.
Or anytime.
Or anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But your message shows them the consequences of their behavior.
Yeah.
It shows them. Yeah. What, as we kind of wrap up here, Bryan, what's your message to the community? What do you want to say to inspire people?
Don't be a bully. If you see someone bullying, what I tell kids, talk to an adult.
Okay.
It can get ugly out there. Another cyberbullying.
Yeah.
That's online stuff. And that lasts forever.
Yeah. Well, and I think what you're talking about too is personal responsibility. Taking responsibility for the quality of your life. And that's exactly what you've done. You've talked about the power of choice.
Yes.
You've talked about creating meaning. You've talked about how every action that we take matters. Everything that we do matters. And that, bottom line, we all need to take responsibility for ourselves and making a better life.
I had a really good interview.
Do you have a good time?
I said all that?
You did.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you you'd rock this.
You guys are welcome.
You rock this. You rock this.
Thank you.
This has just been an absolutely incredible story. Very inspiring. I think we all have seen that everything we do matters, and we all make a difference. Thank you for joining us at Abilities United Community Connections.